Today we are talking about wet sand. How do you hit a shot out of really, really wet sand? So as you can see here, my ball, you can see the darker sand of it. So that's one key to tell whether you're in wet sand or not, is that the color of the sand. And when it's really, really wet, you can see that the sand is a little bit darker. So that's one key thing, is to identify the sand. Also, when you're walking through the sand, you won't make as big of footprints. So when you're coming into the sand here, if you're not making as big of footprints when you're coming through, that's another key that this is going to be more compacted sand, which means that it's a little bit more wet. So when you're in this wet sand, one thing that we want to focus on is squaring up the club face. So typically in a bunker, what we want to do is we want to open the face to be able to allow the bounce to glide through the sand. However, when it's wet, when that club face is open, you have a lot of bounce, and the club's going to bounce off that wet sand, and you might drop kick it. And drop kicking, it means that you hit the sand, it comes off the sand, and then you hit the ball first. And we don't want to do that. So we need to get a little bit of dig on this club in order for let the club to dig into that wet sand. So to do that, we're going to square up the face. So instead of setting up with the club face open like we normally would with a bunker shot, we're going to square up the face, or maybe even have it a little bit on the closed side. That's going to allow the club to dig into the sand and get some sand behind that ball and have the ball pop out. So everything else is the same, except for the fact that you're now going to have that club face a little bit more on the square side to let that club dig in. Take an aggressive swing. That's always important no matter what bunker shot it is, but especially with wet sand. Make sure you're going to carve through that heavy wet sand and have the ball pop out. Let's see how I do. Not too bad. Only about 15 feet away from the hole. I think I might be able to make that putt. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel so you can get notifications for future videos. Also, please go ahead and click on that like button, that thumbs up like button. That helps out my channel a lot. Also, if you know anybody that could benefit from today's video, please think about sharing the link with them. Also, if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and put them in the comments section. I'd like to read them all and give them all a reply. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I really, really hope this helps your game.